Pitching number 2, Casey Schrader. Right field, number 16, Jake Overwood. At third base, number 21, Bill Alton. At first base, number 11, Ed Lena. At shortstop, number 7, Evan Hare.
They're already in the dugout ready to hit. Hey! No national anthem.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
Oh yeah, both championship games have won.
Gotta go.
It's the place they wanted to be, but not the game they wanted to play in. It's the third place game in the 2012 IHSA State Baseball Championships, Class 1A, and it matches Lena, Winslow, and Alton, Marquette. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Bernhardt, joined by Hall of Fame and State Championship coach Mark Lindo, and early morning action here in Peoria. And the reason we're playing this one, well, Alton Marquette dropped a 6-2 game yesterday to Effingham St. Anthony in the 1A semifinals, and then Lena Winslow out of it early. They lost to Tuscola 10-2. And Mark, when you take a look at both of these two teams, yes, they don't necessarily want to be playing here, but more importantly, they want to improve on their performance from yesterday. They know it was not their best effort.
Absolutely. Both teams struggled a bit in the field. 4 errors for Alton Marquette. Their pitching staff gave up 4 free passes. For Lena Winslow, 3 errors on the field. Their pitching staff gave up 5 free passes. Both these teams are much capable of a better performance here this morning.
Visiting team batting first be Lena Winslow. The Panthers 27-12-1. They'll go this way. Casey Schrader to lead things off, followed by Jake Olberding and Cole Logeman. Adamore Hain, Evan Hare, and Dakota Kane. Kane doing the catching. Seth Dasher, Dylan Hastings, and Ryan Wyburn. On the mound for Marquette, we got a good look at him yesterday. Saw some action. That's Carter Hayden.
Carter Hayden, no doubt about it. He's going to be a good one. 3-0, 22 and a third innings pitched, 2.51 earned run average. He did pitch 3 innings yesterday, gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, neither of them earned. And to call the first pitch in today's third place game, the Hall of Fame voice of the Little High School Association, Dave Bernhard.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Game number 1 of 4 here today. Carter Hayden ready to deliver the first pitch to Casey Schrader, and we are underway. 61 degrees here in Peoria. The wind has shifted a little bit from yesterday, blowing slightly out here at O'Brien Field, about 8 miles per hour. Casey Schrader at the plate doing the pitching today. Swings and misses at that one. He had a hit yesterday in 3 at-bats. He also walked that loss to Tuscola.
Schrader came into the tournament hitting .460, so he's the plate setter. He is the catalyst to get this Lee Win offense going.
4-year starter will take that pitch in the dirt by Hayden. Alton today playing in their bright blue jerseys. Yesterday they were decked out all in white. Ball line drive, shortstop. Adam Senior right there, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Defensively for Alton Marquette, as we said, in those blue jerseys, you get a good look right there at Austin Senior. There's your outfield of Hofert, Starrett, and Ferguson. Senior and Fisher in the middle of your infield, Jack Miller over at first base. Carter Hayden hiding everything behind that glove as he faces Jake Olberding. Olberding yesterday was the starting pitcher, only went 1 inning for the Panthers, picked up the loss, gave up 4 hits and 5 runs, only 2 of which were earned, struck out no one and walked 2. At the plate yesterday, Olberding 0 for 4. He did score a run. Left-handed hitter loops this one to left field, and it will drop in front of Nick Hofert. Hofert, I don't know if he saw it, kind of cruised to that ball, but it's a 1-out hit for Jake Olberding.
Olberding, 280 coming into the tournament. Inside out swing there. Just fisted that ball, flipped it into left field, and Lee Wim with their first base runner.
That will bring up leading hitter, record-setting hitter for Lee Win, Cole Logeman. Logeman, the third baseman, 1 for 4 with the run scored yesterday. Also stole a base.
Hard on the ground, freeze on line
But
drive.
the big numbers all season long. Came into the tournament, .496 batting average with 61 runs batted in, 14 doubles, 6 home runs, and he scored 56 runs.
Those are just literally, those are video game numbers. Those are unfathomable that you could put up that kind of offensive prowess. But he looks like a hitter. See the open stance. He waves it across the plate. First movement will be right toward the pitcher. Front side stays closed. Gets a good pass to the baseball consistently.
Count now 1-1 to Logeman. He's 6'2", 190-pound senior.
Here we go.
Olberding a short lead at first.
Read it.
Good job by Nick Schrank to block that pitch down into the dirt.
Logeman, 14 doubles, 6 home runs. So power personified in those numbers. Able to drive the ball into the gaps and over the gaps.
Got to look at Tom Smart Jesse in his 16th year, 300 wins, 162 losses. He picked up that 300th win, the super sectional victory over Ottawa Marquette. Force it 2 is the best that Senior can do with Brogan Fisher on the receiving end of that putout. 2 gone. Logeman will be at first. Olberding will head back to the dugout.
Solid play by Senior. Nothing spectacular, but went into the hole. Knew the ball was taking him away from second base, from his second baseman Fisher. So instead of trying to hurry a play, that was not going to be a double play opportunity. Set his back foot, just threw a strike, took the sure out.
Adam Werhane yesterday, the 6-foot senior, 0 for 3, did drive in a run on a ground ball. One of the 2 RBIs for Lena Winslow in that 10-2 loss to Tuscola. That was a ball game that got themselves down early. The Panthers did. They gave up 4 runs in the first, 4 in the second. So they had to battle back from an 8-0 deficit. And only 2 runs coming in the third inning against Tuscola. Werhane, this is a high chopper. Will it ever come down? Danny Holtz with it. Has to hurry. A bang-banger gets Werhane at first base. Boy, that's an agonizing few seconds for the freshman Danny Holtz at third base, but he makes the play. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and a man left. To the bottom of the first we go in our third place game in Class 1A with no score. Overcast day here in Peoria. Nice weather, though. A slight chance of rain, but we'll have baseball all day long for you. Let's take a look at the Alton Marquette lineup. The Explorers checking into this game with a 27-9 record on the season following their loss. It'll be Jeffrey Ferguson, Nick Schrank, and Derek Sterrett to get things started. Johnny Wilson along with Brogan Fisher and Nick Hoford. And then the Austin senior Jack Miller and Carter Hayden. Line up a slightly different order than they had yesterday with Hayden on the mound. Leading it off will be Jeffrey Ferguson. He'll get his first look at a man that we saw do some pitching yesterday as well. That's Casey Schrader.
Schrader come into the tournament 4-0, 31 1/3 innings pitched, 23 hits, a very sparkling earned run average of 1.79. He can punch you out with a live fastball. He'll turn that over, two-seam and four-seam, 36 strikeouts, 15 bases on balls. And you're right, he did get into action. No line as far as innings pitched, did not retire a batter, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, and really struggled on the hill. Wasn't the answer, but he's been good all year long. Those numbers don't lie.
Jeffrey Ferguson, the eye black extending into the war paint. Down below, Ferguson, the right fielder, a .360 hitter on the season. 0 for 3 yesterday in the loss to St. Anthony. Did strike out a couple of times and walked once. Scored 1 of the 2 runs. I think that was a strange first inning we saw yesterday in the semifinals. Marquette in the top of the first picked up 2 runs. They had early action, including Ferguson being involved in it, but then St. Anthony came right back with 4 in the bottom of the first, and those eventually would be the game winners as the Bulldogs added single runs in the 4th and 6th innings. A 6-2 win.
So important for your leadoff man to see some pitches so the rest of his teammates can get a gauge on what the pitcher throws, where he likes to throw it.
Schrader with the curveball that bounces in. Nice pick by Dakota Kane. 1 up, 1 down.
Curveball in the dirt. Got some good bite. 12-6. What I mean by that is the face of a clock. You think of 12 o'clock, high noon. That ball went from high noon right down to 6 o'clock. And the ball changes planes and changes hitters' eyes. Very difficult for a hitter to deal with.
Now bring up Nick Schrank, the catcher, a .390 hitter on the season. Yesterday, Schrank 1 for 3, 1 of the 5 hits for Alton. He's going to get one right here. Loops that into short left field, so just as we saw in the top half of the inning, the number 2 hitter picks up a base hit. Defensively for the Lewin Panthers, Hastings, Dasher, and Oberding from left to right. Cole Logeman over at third, Evan Hare, Adam Werhane, Dakota Kane behind the plate.
Go get your ball now. Come on out.
Now bring up the number 3 hitter, Derek Sterrett. Sterrett also pitched a little bit yesterday. He got 2 2/3 innings for Marquette. He's a .330 hitter on the season yesterday. 2 for 4. Did have a couple of strikeouts as well.
6'4", 220, well-chiseled athlete. Bats from a low crouch. Normally like your hitter to stand up a little bit taller than that, see the ball better, but we'll see if he extends as the pitch comes and able to keep his hands above the baseball.
Aaron Maddox-Swan, the courtesy runner over at first base. Running for the catcher, Nick Schrank. Home team, visiting team is decided at the dinner the night before this tournament begins. The coin flips flip for each of the bracket spots, and that's how Lewin, the team that came from the bottom part of the bracket, the visiting team, Alton Marquette, the home team. And do you know yesterday, Mark, I don't know if you were picked up on this, all 4 home teams won yesterday.
Yeah, I did not even think about that, but good point. That last at bat ever so important. Although nobody had a walk-off yesterday.
True. Count 3-1 to Sterrett with Johnny Wilson, the designated hitter, waiting on deck. And runners at first and second following the 1-out walk.
Doesn't matter what level, doesn't matter if it's baseball, softball, little league, high school, college, professional. Base on balls are an Achilles heel to any pitching staff, and then the defense. You cannot give up free passes and win consistently.
Stepping in, Johnny Wilson. Big man. 6 feet, 258 pounds. And flaunts the stirrups. Big curveball from Schrader.
Those calves are about the size of some people's arms. Look at how big his lower leg is. Oh, my goodness. That's a big lower body.
Wilson yesterday 0 for 2. Pitch misses outside. Walk struck out a couple of times. 11 strikeouts yesterday for Marquette. Ben Hecht, the right-handed hurler for Tuscola, had his way after that rocky first inning. Wilson on the season, .396 batting average, 16 doubles. So the big man can get from home to second. Leads the team in that category. He's batting for the third baseman, Danny Holtz. Schrader gets him waving at a high one.
We saw Wilson swings yesterday and get a chance to watch it at home now. This young man does not get cheated. You talk about feeling for ball, hitting where it's pitched. He just attacks. It's like a shark in water.
1-2 pitch. Good eye on that one. Well, wherever the eye black, the war paint is sold in the Lena Winslow area, you're doing a pretty good business.
Buy some stock.
Now the count's 3-2. At second base is Aaron Maddox-Wand. He's running for Nick Schrank. Over at first, Derek Sterrett. You put them in motion here with Wilson.
Well, it's totally up to the confidence Coach Silkwood has that Johnny Wilson will not strike out. If he thinks he's going to put the bat on the ball any old way, he'll take his runners.
They stay, and now they'll advance on the walk. Single and back-to-back walks by Schrader load the bases with one out for the Alton Explorers. This has not been a fun time here in this tournament for Casey Schrader. Had that tough day yesterday. Mark said no official innings pitch, did not get it out. 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, a walk. He's had a hit given up here and 2 walks, so he's only retired 1 man in his outings in 2 days. And this is Brogan Fisher. Fisher drove in the only 2 runs of the game yesterday for Marquette. Came in the first inning on a 2-run single. Similar situation as this. Fisher, .341 average on the season, now has 20 runs batted in.
Paying him up. He lives on that edge one more time. He will get his punch out. But we talked about it. Schrader has walked coming into the tournament 15 batters in 31 innings. We talked about the walks yesterday and 2 today, so he's been a little bit inconsistent with his control and command.
And he gets a big strikeout right there of Fisher. Well, he stayed away twice and then broke one away.
Well, what happened there is he painted him again, and then you will get the hitter to be much more defensive. And what I mean by that is Fisher was much more apt to chase a ball out of the zone, which he did with that 0-2 pitch, knowing his job was to get those runs in.
Nick Hofert wants time at the plate. Hofert, the left fielder, got in defensively yesterday. Did not bat. He'll look at ball 1.
.326 hitter coming into the tournament, so he's had some success at the dish.
Got runners aboard at every base. Count 2-0. Good pitch here for Hofert to pick on.
89 at bats, 15 RBIs, so he has shown the ability to drive in some runs. We talked yesterday throughout the day, and we'll talk about it all day again, how important 2-route runs are.
Ball ran in on him a little bit. Well, yesterday we saw a U-High team from Normal will be playing for the 2A championship, score 8 runs. All 8 of those runs came with 2 outs. Inside, Wilson picked off at first base. He had the big lead. And then all of a sudden, first baseman Adam Warhane snuck in behind him. Dakota Kane with a shot down to first base, and that's how our first inning comes to a close. Watch Kane, the quickness.
Watch him get up out of his crouch. I'm going to flat out guarantee this was a predetermined play. That came from the dugout. So well-executed job by Lee Wynn to get out of a big-time jam in inning number 1.
Bases loaded, 1 out, they get nothing. We've played 1 inning here in your third-place game in Class 1A, no score. To the top of the second we go here in your third-place game. Of course, coming up right after this ball game, your Class 1A state championship. St. Anthony taking on Tuscola. Both of those teams will be looking for their first baseball title in school history. We start at the top of the second with Evan Hare, the shortstop. He followed by Dakota Kane and then Seth Dasher. 5, 6, 7 in the lineup for Tom Smargessi. Carter Hayden on the mound for Alton Marquette.
Watch the mechanics of Carter Hayden. Very solid, very compact, stays closed, gets his arm up to its proper slot. All of this from a young man that's just a freshman. So he's got a lot of years to continue to get repetitions. And the more reps he gets, the stronger he gets. This guy will become a prospect in the next years.
Hare rifles one past the third baseman, Danny Holtz. Hare, a 265 hitter, was 0 for 2 yesterday, but he gets the second inning started with a shot.
Got a ball on the inner part, kept his hands in, got the barrel out, and just rifled it, as you mentioned, right past the diving Holtz. Leadoff hit, something going right now for Lee Wynn.
The catcher, Dakota Kane, comes to the plate, 287 hitter, had a walk, hitless in his other 2 at-bats yesterday. Showing bunt, gets it down, the play is at 1. And that will advance Hare to second.
Well-executed bunt. Didn't really have a good angle of bat, but, different than a drag bunt. A drag or a push, you're trying to go on the line or foul sacrifice bunt. You've got to feel pretty good if you get some grass that you're going to move the runner over. Very unselfish play, very fundamental play by Dakota Kane.
Hare in scoring position now for Seth Dasher, the center fielder for the Panthers. Dasher was 0 for 2 yesterday, also had a walk.
Here we go.
Had a little bit of adventures in center field at times, had trouble picking up the ball. He's a 242 hitter on the season.
Mentioned his time was limited, at broken hand. He was out 4 or 5 weeks. He'll play baseball for Rockford College and Rockford University next year.
Good job. Here we go now,
Of course, Lena Winslow High School, located just south of the Wisconsin line in northwest Illinois.
With the pitch.
Enrollment of 299.
Good eye.
Nice weekend for them. They left early on Thursday, came down and practiced, had the banquet Thursday night, played some ball yesterday,
Here we go.
had some time to relax last night.
Good
Go home, and there'll be a celebration to Lee Wynn. You guarantee that.
Indeed, first ever appearance in the state finals in baseball. Only their second sectional championship in school history. This is to right field and Jeffrey Ferguson. Hare did not tag. He goes back to the bag, but Ferguson gets it back in quickly.
First did a nice job getting to the line, and then he got his body around the baseball, which would allow him to get into great throwing position. And he did not have a play. His defense would have been telling him that, but he went as, I'm going to show off the hose anyway. So he threw a rocker back in, sending a message for later on in the ball game.
We saw Ferguson yesterday with a diving catch along the right field line. Gorgeous play by Ferguson. That may be the play of the tournament to this point. That will bring up Dylan Hastings with 2 outs, the left fielder for Lee Wynn. Panthers 27 wins, 12 losses, and a tie this year.
Great opportunity to hear Coach Tom Smargessi basically coaching every pitch. Look, he's telling his base runner right now here how much room he has.
With the pitch. Nobody. Read it. Go.
Center field to Sterrett. He'll have to give a little ground here and makes the one-handed catch. Leadoff single by Hare. He's advanced to second on a sacrifice bunt, but a couple of flyouts close out the top half of the second inning. We'll go to the bottom. No score, Marquette and Lena Winslow here on IHSA.TV. The main entrance to O'Brien Field here in Peoria, the home of the IHSA 1A and 2A state baseball championships, also the home to Bradley University baseball, and the home to the Peoria Chiefs, the Chicago Cubs Class A Midwest League affiliate.
When you have a fine venue like this, you want it used as much as you can. You want to open the doors to the community, to other members. And Bradley's here, Missouri Valley Baseball, Midwest League Baseball, high school baseball. And what a thrill it is for anybody to play in a venue like this. Next to the big leagues, this is it.
Nick Hofert at the plate. He was there when Johnny Wilson was picked off first base by the catcher Dakota Kane to close out the first inning. Hofert to be followed by Austin Senior and Jack Miller. And he's got a chance here. Kane will have to pick it up and hurry. And makes the play. Good job by Adam Warhane to give him a good target in foul territory.
Nice job by Kane to locate the ball. You could hear his pitcher, Schrader, saying, behind you. And a lot of times you'll see the catcher have to step to the inside to make a throw. On that particular play, in order to maintain the proper throwing angle, Dakota Kane had to step to the outside and then fire that strike to Warhane at first base. So well-executed block on a curveball in the dirt.
Austin Senior steps in as all of a sudden Casey Schrader has found that strikeout pitch. He has struck out 3 of the 4 outs he has had in this ballgame. Senior, backhand in the hole here. Got him.
Solid play, made look easy. Backhand, 2 hops, square it off. Throw a dart across the diamond, smile on the face, thumbs up, 2 outs. Squared up baseball up indeed, Senior, but look at that. Fundamentally, young men, that is how it's done.
2 quick outs here for the Explorers brings us to Jack Miller, the first baseman. Miller yesterday a hit and 3 at-bats. He goes after Schrader's first pitch. Bangs off a vending machine on the concourse level.
You know, you go back to the smile on the face of Evan Hare. It's funny because sometimes a player will make a good play and just think, okay, I made a good play. But then when everybody else makes a big deal about it, he gets all that more geeked up, you know? Hey, that must have been special.
Right off the fists of Miller. It's an easy 1-3 put out, and it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Casey Schrader. 2 in the books, no score here in your 1A third place game. Explorer fans have brought out the big Marquette flag here to display at O'Brien Field. Pretty good crowd from the folks that came up from Alton, of course, just outside of St. Louis. Locked in a scoreless battle through 2 innings here as we start the top of the third with the number 9 hitter Ryan Wyburn with the quick one hopper over to Austin Senior at short. Good stretch by Miller. 1 up, 1 down.
You know, we've talked about the Explorers, some history. 78, Greg DeCourcy brings a team to the state finals. In 80, in 81, in 83, in 84, in 88, in 89. That was a decade of dominance, if you will. And Greg DeCourcy still involved in the program, administrator at their school, and what he did for Marquette, putting their baseball on the map, is just exhibited in those numbers we just gave you, including first place finishes in 1980 and 84.
So you said that 1989 team, Greg DeCourcy finished 23-12. That's the last Marquette team that's made it to the state finals until Joe Silkwood here in his 3rd year with a 55-39 record took them up to Peoria. Of course, those previous games played in Springfield.
Lanphier Park.
Casey Schrader now at the plate. Rips this one hard. Will it stay inside the line? It does. Schrader will hit the bag at first. Hustling to second, and he has himself a 1-out double.
Schrader with a nice job waiting on that pitch. A lot of times a ball on the inner part, you'll pull that foul. You'll be too quick with your top hand. but he was able to stay back long enough to keep it inside the line. See his first move with his foot. He gets his foot down, boom, right on contact, locks out the lead leg, and keeps it fair down the left field line.
Schrader with his 11th double season. At the plate, Jake Olberding. Down and in. Well, immediately following this ball game, our 1A title game, Effingham St. Anthony against Tuscola. Then our day continues. Third place in Class 2A. Herscher will take on Westland, and that will be wrapped up by our championship game later on today. A couple of pioneers, Alleman from Rock Island and Normal U-High.
I know we haven't talked about this weekend, but we just mentioned Springfield Landfair Park. Going to put us both on the spot. What are the other venues that the IHSA has hosted the tournament at? I know it's in the book, but we can't cheat.
Okay, I'll help you out here after this pitch. That's up and away, 2-0 now to Olberding. Well, it was played at Minot Field in Peoria, at Elstrom Stadium in Geneva, and of course in Joliet at Silver Cross Field, where we will be next week for the 3A and 4A games on IHSA.tv. And I'm going to have to think a little. Took a little bit off that pitch, and Olberding just got a piece of it. How am I doing?
So far, so good.
So far, I was hoping you'd say you got them all. I don't think that's the case, is it? I knew this before. Good fastball. Olberding behind that one. Was it in? Was it actually in East Peoria on across the river?
Yes, it was.
I forget the name of the field at that time. Am I done yet?
I think you got them all.
All right, I did. All right.
You got them all.
All right. Can I just say I'm a history major and not an old man? I do not remember the East Peoria ones.
I would say history major, old man, C, both of the above.
Okay. Oh, well.
Good there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The runner at second base with 1 out is Casey Schrader. Olberding at the plate. Has to fight that one off. That's interesting. We're picking up the audio of Tom Smargessi, the third base coach and the head coach for Lena Winslow, and he was last inning talking very loudly to Evan Hare. Well, Casey Schrader's at second base now. He's a 4-year starter for Lee Win. He doesn't quite get the same level of constant coaching. He's trusted to make the good decisions out there as Olberding looks at a pitch right on the inside corner.
Yeah, when someone's played 130 ball games for you in his career, you got to feel like he knows what he's doing. You see the leadoff that he's starting to get now, Casey Schrader. He now knows where his defense is at, and there's not a doubt right now with Logeman up. The defense has to play back in the outfield and respect his power. Any kind of base hit through the infield, there'll be no play at home how deep the outfield is positioned.
Carter Hayden, the freshman, going against the senior Cole Logeman. First base is open. It may not be the worst play to let Logeman just head down to first base and take your chances with Adam Werhane. Logeman talked about his big numbers this entire tournament.
Yeah, that's in no disrespect to Adam Werhane. That's just in total respect for Logeman.
He'll go after Logeman, who hits it in the air. Left center, Sterrett makes the catch and closes out the inning just as he did in the second. So Schrader's 2-out double is wasted, and we'll head to the bottom of the third. Still looking for our first run here in our 1A third place game.
Let's go.
One of the thrills for teams coming to the state baseball tournament is getting to hang out in a professional dugout. You don't get too much like that on some of the fields that these guys play on all season long, so just hanging out by the helmet rack.
Yeah, you hung out with some big-name people who have gone through this ballpark, both for the Chiefs and opponents. There's been a lot of major leaguers get their kickstart right here in Peoria.
Speaking of kickstarts, Carter Hayden will look to do that right here. Coming in hard. Hare makes another nice play. Evan Hare's flashed a little bit of leather here early in this one.
Yeah, again, that was a relative difficulty of about 7 on a 10-point scale. He made it look like about a 5. Chopping ball that he had to run through, get his feet, square his shoulders as his feet were moving toward the baseball.
Back to the top of the order, and Jeffrey Ferguson. He was a strikeout victim to start the bottom of the first inning against Casey Schrader. We're going to try Hare again. 2 outs.
You know, Dave, you talk about the thrill of playing on a field like this for these guys, but how about the other aspect of that, the physical aspect? I mean, you know that there are some high school fields that play less than friendly. Let's call it that, with the divots and the holes and the uneven ground and the unwatered ground. And you get to a field like this and you feel like you're playing on, you know, like at a golf course. So True Hop's coming right at it, and Evan Hare right now taking advantage of that with 2 plays.
You know, and that last ground ball to him was a perfect example of that. Some fields, that's not a routine play. You're kind of dodging and dashing, and you just sat down, got it, and made the play.
You know, it was a really strange spring, as we all know, because of the warm, hot weather and lack of rain. Very, very few cancellations. And I tell you what, if you didn't have a sprinkling system, there was an awful lot of high school fields that were literally like playing on blacktop with some tough bounces involved.
Nick Schrank at the plate singled his first time up. He was stranded at third base as Marquette had the bases loaded with 1 out. And Casey Schrader came up big with a strikeout. Then Dakota Kane bigger yet with a pickoff from Johnny Wilson at first base, and that ended the first inning. Line drive just over the glove of third baseman Logeman. Hastings there in a hurry, and he will hold Schrank to a single. Nick Schrank 2 for 2 today.
That ball was headed for the left field corner, and it was hit with authority, but Hastings, playing over toward the line, got there in a heartbeat. When it left the bat, looked like a double. It was just a solid single to left.
Andrew Meyer to run this time as the courtesy runner for Schrank, who's having himself a fine tournament. He was 1 for 3 yesterday, 2 for 2 today. So Joe Silkwood getting as many different people into these 2 ball games as he can, as he's used 2 different courtesy runners for his catcher. Derek Sterrett walked his last time up. Fouls this one into the stands behind home plate.
Talked about him being 6'4", Derek Sterrett, 220, a 3-sport athlete, 9 varsity letters, and he'll be a collegiate football player. That's the one he's going to choose, and you can see why with his physique that he carries.
Short lead at first for a runner who will now get to advance. Andrew Meyer to second base in scoring position with 2 outs.
React to the ball now. Go, react to the ball now.
Sterrett just gave a quick glance to his third base coach. The sign is hit.
Nothing fancy here. You got your 3-hole hitter up. Your job's to drive in the run, plain and simple.
See the second baseman, Ryan Wyburn, just out of your picture as the runner. Meyer will take his lead. There you see how close the second baseman Wyburn is. Wants to keep Meyer close because on a hard hit ball, you want to give your outfielders a chance. This ball goes in the dirt once again as Schrader misses low, takes it to 3-1.
And that pitch, you can see how carefully Schrader is pitching with first base open to Sterrett. I'd be surprised if he center cut a baseball here on this pitch. He ought to go off the edge. Again, if it's over the middle of the plate, I think it's a mistake in the zone.
That was a big breaking ball in the zone, and it takes it to 3-2.
And that caught the inner edge. He started that right at Sterrett, and it fell straight down. He might go to a breaking ball again down and away and trust his catcher Kane to block it for him.
He got it on the outside part of the plate. Sterrett did a good job of just staying alive.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that fastball got on him a little bit quicker. He might have been looking curveball away. Normally hitters are taught look fastball, react to whatever else pitch might come. Unless you're ahead of the count, then you're usually taught sit dead red on a fastball. The only exception to make to that is if you find a pattern that a pitcher's going more off speed than the fastball. So baseball is a game of adjustments, pitch by pitch.
The Alton Marquette fans urging Starrett on here with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. And this is spinning foul. It will get about 3 rows in. Again, staying away off the end of the bat.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. More pitches you see, the more timing you have, the more you've seen the release point, the more the advantage goes to the hitter.
Got him with swinging. So Schrader battles back from a 3-1 count, and Starrett eventually goes down with a strikeout. Schrader's 4th of the day. 1 hit in the inning, no runs. That's the story of this one. Through 3, no score. Lena, Winslow, and Marquette. With Mark Lindo, Dave Bernhardt here with you in Peoria. Next week we will be in Joliet for Class 3A and 4A state baseball finals. But here in your first game today, the 3rd place game in 1A, Mark, interesting ball game shaping up. Looking for that one big hit to start opening it up.
You know, both teams, 9 in the morning after a loss yesterday, not the same kind of adrenaline flow, but both teams playing very solid defense and making plays. It all starts with pitchers that have been around the zone and putting the ball in play and putting the ball in the hands of their defense.
Carter Hayden, the freshman, pitching in his 7th inning here in the state tournament, pitched 3 innings yesterday. He struck out 1 batter here in this ballgame, has not walked anybody, and has given up hits, single hits in each of the first 3 innings.
Have a good look at his back as he makes his delivery. And tell me, Dave, doesn't he look a little bit bigger than 5'8" that they list him at? He looks like he's going to be bigger than that.
Let me check that program, make sure that 5'8". Yeah, he definitely looks bigger than 5'8". Of course, you know, that may have been his height at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
The freshman's growing. Adam Orhane, the first baseman, he bounced out to 3rd, his first time up. He's leading it off here in the top of the 4th inning. Now we see the Tuscola Warriors. They are in the park. They'll be playing for the state title against St. Anthony coming up next. Slow roller, second baseman, and it will pop over the glove of Brogan Fisher. Fisher, I think, initially thought that ball was hit a little bit harder because he did not attack that particular ball hit on the ground.
And we've been talking about the solid defense. On this play, Fisher goes to his glove hand instead of, he's got plenty of time to get around that ball and turn the corner and get his entire body around it. Instead, he chose to just stick the glove hand, the leather down, and the ball bounced right over the outstretched glove for the E4.
Bring up number 5 hitter Evan Hare, hits this ball high, fairly deep to left field. Nick Hofert will make the catch. And that will send Orhane back to first base.
You and I saw 9 hours of baseball yesterday, and we saw those flags. Don't they look just about like yesterday, or they turned to right field a little bit more? Yesterday was blowing across the entire day.
Right, we're blowing a little bit out to right field right now. Right center field maybe with about a, what would you guess that is by your flag estimation of wind? About 8-10 miles an hour?
I would say so, my meteorological background.
Ball in the dirt, smothered by Schrank. Dakota Kane, he had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. 2 of the 4 innings. Lewin has put their leadoff batter aboard. Hayden with the check of Orhane at first base. Takes a little bit off and has Kane ahead of it.
I do know from a meteorological standpoint, I'm much more optimist and you a pessimist. I mean, you came in and said there's 30% chance of rain. I said, why don't you say there's 70% chance that it's going to be a great day? Come on. Not going to rain here.
Okay. Oh, by the way, the wind is west-southwest at 8 miles per hour. 61 degrees officially in Peoria. Cool weekend for baseball, boy. We've had our weekends where we have been sitting here at 9:30 in the morning when it's been about 85, 87 degrees.
Yesterday we started the first pitch at 49 degrees. We topped out at 70.
Again, Kane waves and misses. The count 2-2.
Carter Hayden doing a great job changing speeds, changing location, changing the hitter's eyes.
Moorhane, an average size lead at first. Twice, once in the second, once in the third. Lewin has been able to put runners at second base, but they've gone no farther. Both times there are runners at second with one out. Chance for two. 1, 2. 4-6-3. That will close out the inning. Fisher, Senior to Miller. So the leadoff man aboard is wiped out the double play, and we are halfway through this one. Your 3A third place game. Make that your 1A third place game. We have no score. Well, we've shown you flags here at O'Brien Field, the home of the Chicago Cubs Peoria Chiefs team. It's also the home for Bradley University baseball, and you have the retired numbers of Leo Schrahl, longtime head coach at Bradley, Kirby Puckett, who played at Bradley as well, and Mike Dunn. Three greats, Bradley baseball. Johnny Wilson to start this inning, and his line drive is tracked down very quickly by Seth Dasher. The bottom of the fourth gets underway right now.
Mike Dunn went to Peoria Limestone, I believe, then Bradley, and now he has a son down here in the Peoria that's going to be a very highly touted pitcher. And of course, Kirby Puckett went to Triton College for a while and came here, and then the rest is history, the stellar career he had with the Minnesota Twins.
Brogan Fisher will step in with one out. He struck out to end, or to be the second out of the first inning. And we aren't waiting too long. 2 pitches, 2 outs as Evan Hare continues to stay busy at shortstop.
A baseball book says that Joe Silkwood will tell Nick Hovert to take a pitch here, a pitch or two, just to get into the count of Schrader. But I don't know if they're going to go by the book here in the third place game. Let him hack.
Well, if there's a sign for take, it would be 2 hands on the hips, because that's what Joe Silkwood was doing down at third base coach's box.
And I don't think that was a straight take. I think that was just a well-painted pitch by Schrader on the inner half that Hovert wanted no part of trying to deal with.
A look at Joe Silkwood right there, head coach at Lewis and Clark, also assistant coach at Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. This is his 3rd year as the head coach for the Explorers.
We talked about Greg DeCourcy earlier. Coach Silkwood played high school ball against Greg DeCourcy's coaching.
Is that right, that Greg DeCourcy still coaches Little League baseball?
I think he's still involved,
wow. Yeah. Count 2-2 now on Hovert. So whether he's getting the take or not, he has at least made Casey Schrader throw some pitches at this at bat.
Coach Silkwood's son Anthony is finishing his 5th week of boot camp as a Marine, so congratulations to him, and thoughts for what he's going to do serving our country? Might be watching and listening right now.
That's the beauty of IHSA.TV and all these state finals. Once again, Hare. And the tag by Moorhane, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. Since that first inning when things got a little bit rocky for Casey Schrader, he has been in control. 4 shutout innings on each side. No score. Lena, Winslow, and Marquette. Relaxing morning at the ballpark. Saturday, June 2nd, the final day that Class 1A teams can be playing baseball, and Lena, Winslow, Alton, Marquette doing that right now. Immediately following this, it'll be St. Anthony and Tuscola for the 1A championship. 0s through 4 innings here in Peoria as Seth Dasher, Dylan Hastings, and Ryan Wyburn will try to solve Carter Hayden.
Yeah, it's a relaxing morning. The only problem is you only gave me time for 1 cup of coffee. I need my second.
Yeah, there's not once you hit the ballpark, there's not a lot of time with these games going back to back to back to back.
Gotta love it. Not a better way to spend a weekend than watching IHSA baseball and being able to be a part of the pageantry of the state finals.
We'll do it all again next week, starting Friday at 10 o'clock at Silver Cross Field in Joliet. 3A and 4A. Those sectional championships in 3A and 4A being played today.
So if you're interested, we'll probably have some scores. Those are 10 a.m. games on a Saturday. We'll have some scores by the time we get to the 2A games later on today.
Dasher looking all the way at that 3-0 count. Well, we can update you on softball scores, Class 1A softball scores, third place game. Top of the second inning, Milledgeville leading Tuscola 2-1. That's right, Tuscola's boys and girls both playing in the state finals. And Hayden trying to work his way back from that 3-0 count. He's come right back at Dasher to make it 3-2.
We have state soccer finals tonight. We have volleyball finals. We have boys and girls softball and baseball sectionals. So another busy day in the Illinois High School Association.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. And Dasher works Hayden for the walk. First walk of the game by the freshman.
We talked about it before. 366 teams started 1A and 2A play a couple of weeks ago. We're down to, of course, the final four in each, and 3A and 4A having their chance. So a lot of participation in the springtime for athletes from north to south, east to west.
Bunt situation here for Dylan Hastings.
Way to read it. Hey, we're going hard on the ground. Freeze on the line drive.
You can hear Tom Smart-Jesse in the background.
Read the pitch, read the hit. Here we go. Come on. Know where the ball is back. Stay there, hold the bag.
Now for young players, notice what he said, know where the ball is at. Yes, you do need to look at the ball in baseball. And yes, parents, you need to teach your son or daughter to know where the ball's at so that you know what you're going to do and make a decision.
Get off.
Pulling back in the bunt, 2-0. You have to believe this bunt sign will continue to stay on here in this at-bat. Number 8 hitter in the order.
The only thing Coach Smart-Jesse may have done is gone from a bunt to a take right here if he thinks he can coax a base on balls.
Read it.
Well, he's got it to 3-0, and the take is on.
Go now, here we go.
We talked about Carter Hayden being in such good rhythm. Right now, as he goes to the stretch, he's not in rhythm. And a lot of times when a pitcher anticipates a bunt, they rush their delivery because they want to be a fielder instead of staying back and making the pitch. You have to make your pitch first, square your feet off, and then react to the would-be bunt.
He was not going to bunt. That was definitely a take. He was pulling back all the way. An activity now down in the bullpen for Marquette as this is the 8th inning that Carter Hayden has pitched in this tournament in the last 2 days. Tommy Anderson will hustle on down for the Explorers.
Go hard.
Throw to second in time. Gutsy play by Hayden. Well, when the ball left the bat, I thought he definitely had a shot at second. Then when he turned and hesitated just for a second, we'll take a look. I did not know.
A little bit too much giddy up on that ball, not any angle at all, so that ball was bunted right back to the pitcher. Carter Hayden slipped a little bit, but got off the throw off his back foot and still was able to get it there in time.
One. Come on, RD.
Ryan Wyburn at the plate. Third baseman Danny Holtz plays in. Wyburn swings right through it. Got just a piece of it. You know, back to that play on the force at second, the shortstop Austin Senior, you saw him play that ball as if he were a first baseman. He got that stretch out there to shorten that distance. That may have been enough to get the out.
Good eye, here we go.
So now the advantage goes to Wyburn. If Coach Smart-Jesse thinks that Wyburn is a handler of the bat, 2-1 count. It went from a bunt situation to you have a possible hit and run.
Hard. Senior. Force at second. Nice job by Austin Senior. Handled it very relaxed. Got the force to a second baseman, Fisher.
Senior throwing some leather today. Both shortstops, Senior and Hare, doing very efficient jobs at shortstop. Goes to a knee. and then changes knees as he gets the ball up and on top with a solid throw. Got his elbow up to make sure that he made a fundamental play. If he would have dropped down, the ball could have sailed away and would have been in the right field.
Jump back to the top of the order, and Casey Schrader 1 for 2 today with the double. Wyburn's down at first base.
Ball in the gap, you're thinking score. Here we go.
If you're going to run, this may not be a bad time. Run and hit. Not sure what type of speed that Wyburn has. His lead is average. Now he gets a little bit extra. There he goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down. He's under the tag. But we're going to get interference at home plate on Schrader. He swung and missed at the outside pitch. He fell in front of the catcher, Nick Schrank, and that will be an out at second base on the interference at home plate, and that will end the inning.
And that was a great call because Nick Schrank did a very smart thing. When the batter stepped in front of home plate on the swing and a miss, Schrader, he forced the contact. See, he forced the contact, and then he did a little bit of an Academy Award to show that umpire that there was contact made. Solid call, correct call, very, very cerebral play by the catcher, Nick Schrank, to find that contact.
In the second, fourth, and fifth innings, Lewin has had their leadoff batter reach base, and yet we have no score. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Marquette looking for a run. Lena Winslow came in scoring big runs, only 5 hits through 12 innings in this tournament. An opportunity has passed them by in 3 different innings, most recently here with the leadoff man reaching. Failure to get the bunt down to move a runner up affects him in the inning. And then that last play, very unique. You don't see that play all that often, but it was obviously a great call by our home plate umpire, Dave Hazley. Leading it off here in the bottom of the inning, line drive stopped in left field by Dylan Hastings, but Austin Senior will get things started here with nobody out in the bottom of the fifth.
We talked about Lena Winslow's inability to generate a lot of hitting. Same thing for Alton Marquette. That's just their 3rd hit after only 5 yesterday. So maybe as the pitch counts total for these 2 guys, the offense will get going just a little bit.
And we will get a pinch runner for Senior. Figure the ball's going to be moving a little bit now, so the runners need to work a little bit. This will be Brendan Phillips doing the running. At the plate, it will be Jack Miller. Holds it back in time.
You know, Dave, I obviously am not privy to this, but I got to believe Austin Senior runs pretty well as a shortstop. I think that Joe Silkwood, as you mentioned, he's just being very conscious of trying to get young men in a baseball game. And I think that if that's the case, kudos to him, getting them out on the field in the state tournament appearance.
Got a 5'5" 14-year-old freshman at first base. Miller pops it up. Kane makes the catch. Dakota Kane coming out of that catcher's box, laid out for the first out of the inning.
You talk about effort, see the ball, he gets the bottom half of the ball, which makes it go straight up there and laying out, got rid of his helmet, lickety split, laid out for the ball. You talk about hustle, Dakota Kane right there just was illustrating that word, hustle, and a great desire to make a play.
Carter Hayden at the plate now. Well, this 5th inning has been interesting in the fact that the number 7 hitter for both these teams has reached base. The number 8 man failed to advance with the bunt.
Yeah, fundamentals, so important, the ability to bunt a baseball. And again, you want to bunt the top half of the ball to make the ball go down. You get underneath the ball, you drop the barrel of the bat. Cardinals send a bunting because you're going to force a pop-up that just happened.
Hayden right field, that's down in front of Oberding. Phillips never hesitated around the bag, and he will get there. The ball loose in the infield, and Hayden will be at second base. Hit and an error, 2nd and 3rd for the Explorers.
Carter Hayden takes the baseball to right field with authority. Oberding, who pitched yesterday, We know he's got a strong arm, but that throw from right field was A, off target, and B, was about a 10-hopper. Looked like a stone skipping across the infield. Not much of a throw, not much of a bargain on that one, as I don't think he, crow hopped on that. He just got it in as quickly as he could, but that allowed the second runner, Hayden, to also be in scoring position.
Joe Silkwood will send another pinch runner out. Tommy Weinman Jr. will head out to run at second base. And he is the courtesy runner here for the pitcher, Hayden. Meanwhile, Smargessi has everybody around him on the mound. At the plate will be Jeffrey Ferguson, the leadoff man in the Marquette order. Infield in tight with one out. Ferguson 0 for 2 today. Casey Schrader had been sailing along since the first inning until things got interesting here in the fifth. 2-0, first base open. Nick Schrank on deck. Schrank, however, 2 hits today in his 2 at-bats. And 3-0, being very, very careful with Ferguson. 356 hitter. Schrank, however, a 390 batter, waits.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Smargessi talked about first base being open, but you're right. I don't think I'd want to mess with Schrank. I don't.
If you load the bases, it gives you that one extra opportunity for a force play, and in the way they're playing the infield, a force play at home here in a scoreless game. The lead at third to Brendan Phillips. Tommy Weinman takes the lead at second. Or a fastball in, 3-1. Jeffrey Ferguson, 5'9" sophomore. Took a big cut, and it's 3-2.
And one thing we see every year, 1A and 2A in difference to 3A and 4A, is we see a lot more freshmen and sophomores dotting rosters because, the standout athlete can get there quicker with the smaller numbers of enrollment.
Let's see what Schrader comes with here on 3-2. Leaves a curveball high. Bases loaded with one out here in the fifth. That's Schrader's first walk since the first inning. Smargessi makes the trip to the mound once again.
So people viewing right now, he may make a pitching change, but understand in high school he does not have to make a pitching change. You get 3 trips to the mound in high school baseball. So you can do them, you can come out twice in the same inning and not make a change. In this particular situation, Coach Smargessi decides that his man has hit a wall, so Schrader will be replaced.
Here's if Evan Hare will be coming back in to pitch. Hare and Schrader will just switch places, the defensive alignment. Casey Schrader really bounced back nicely from that rough outing yesterday. But the sacks are filled for Nick Schrank, who's 2 for 2 today.
We'll take a look at Evan Hare's numbers right now. 7-1 coming in, 69 inning pitched, 73 hits allowed, 85 strikeouts. He can punch out a 2.13 earned run average. Number of pitches yesterday, can we find out? I faced 20 batters, pitched 5 innings. So he was battle tested yesterday insofar as his arm is concerned.
Marquette, 27 wins, 9 losses. We have detailed their postseason success. Prior to yesterday's loss, they only had lost one time since April 16th. So a month and a half with just one loss. Remember, coming up following this game, state championship action in Class 1A. It will be the 38-1 Effingham St. Anthony Bulldogs taking on the 24-13 Tuscola Warriors. And then action continues. Third place game in 2A. Herscher at 33-8 will take on Westland. The storybook ending for Westland not going to happen in the championship game. They have a 20-18 record. They'll play in third place, and then our championship game in 2A, Rock Island Alleman and U-High. But the action is right now at the plate with Nick Schrank. The bases loaded, one out in the fifth of a scoreless game. Hare delivers up and in.
25 RBIs for Schrank, showing the ability to get the job done throughout the season.
Takes a pretty good swing, just squirts it by the runner at third base. That's Brendan Phillips. Tommy Weinman at second. Jeffrey Ferguson at first.
Center fielder Seth Dasher way over in left center field. And in right center field is Jake Olberding. So there's a big gap in right center, and then the right field line. That'd be a triple if he was able to go the other way and hit the ball through that alley.
Into the air. Right field side, foul territory. Catch is made by Werhane. Thought that ball would get pushed a little bit farther. It jumped a little bit on Werhane, but that's the second out of the inning, and it brings up Derek Sterrett.
Schrank did a good teammate thing, if you will. It popped up, didn't get the job done, gave a high five, knuckles, if you will, to Sterrett. Basically said, pick me up on his way back to the dugout. So it's Sterrett's job right now to pick up his teammate who didn't get the job done on that particular situation.
Good pitch. Ran away from the bat of Derek Sterrett. Sterrett today, a walk and a strikeout. The .330 hitter hits third in the order here for Marquette. Infield now is back. Marquette left the bases loaded with one out in the first inning. They had the bases loaded with one out here in the fifth. One ball, one strike.
Close one. Evan Hare didn't get it. Count goes, pitch call goes to Sterrett. Now even on the count, he can't sit on a fastball.
And the count has gone to 1-2. Hare one pitch away from getting out of it here in the fifth inning. Just missed. Kane tried to bring it back into the strike zone. That was too far away to make Dave Hazley make a decision. It's 2-2.
A good miss, if you will. He stayed off the edge. Fish weren't biting that time. So the battle continues, but no way did Hare need to give in on the 1-2 count.
Just got a piece of it, sends it straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Ball hit straight back. That means the hitter had that ball timed up rhythm-wise and timing-wise. Usually you want to change speeds after he was right on your fastball.
Just gets a piece of it off the end of the bat and will do it again.
And he went back with a fastball, but again, it's all about location there. He did not split the middle of the plate with that. And a good job by the hitter, Sterrett, just fouling away, wasting one, hoping that he's going to find a ball in the zone on a mistake by Evan Hare.
Staying right there. It's 3-2.
There you had three things. You had the pitcher going right back to the same spot. They had your hitter taking the same spot. You had the umpire making the same call. So consistency at all three levels.
Everybody will be moving here. And Starrett will make us all wait.
You know, this has been a long inning. Alton Marquette's put a lot of pressure on the defense, but the bottom line is not a point up on the board yet.
Phillips at third, Wyman at second, Ferguson at first, and they'll go pick off second base and get him! That is 2 innings that Lewin has run a pickoff play with the bases loaded and have gotten the third out.
And you know that Coach Silkwood is saying, make him go, make him go, make him go. Don't, on 3-2, make the pitcher go to the plate. But sometimes mistakes happen. That was a base running mistake that they would certainly like back, but they don't get it back.
We'll go to the 6th. No score with Lewin and Marquette, your 1A third place game. Now, there's some plays you work on every day in practice, and you look for that right situation, and there's 2 things that have to happen. It has to be the perfect situation that the coach says now is the time, and then you have to have execution. And boy, has Lewin done it twice here today.
Yeah, pickoff plays, that's what's worked on, as we all know, from the first day of March. And they're executed in gymnasiums and field houses and everything else. And then you get a chance to use it in the state finals. And it works. You just feel that much better about all the things you believe in.
Okay, now you see a little bit of the confusion at home plate. Casey Schrader came to the plate. He was at the plate when Wyburn was thrown out at second base. Well, not really thrown out, but he was called out because of the interference call on Schrader at home plate. So now Schrader came up and says, okay, well, evidently the out was at second. I should still have my at-bat. But our home plate umpire, Dave Hazley, said, no, you are done. Your at-bat is done. And that will bring up a pinch hitter for Jake Olberding. Stepping to the plate will be Andrew Turnmeyer, 6'1 senior, .216 batting average, and he gets one pitch and gets hit by it. So that starts the 6th inning, and that becomes now the 4th inning that Lewin has put the leadoff batter aboard.
Now we have a hit batsman, and then we'll have a runner for the pinch hitter.
Coming in to run will be Sean Corey, sophomore. So Turnmeyer does his job. He stands there.
Job well done.
At the plate now, you have your number 3 hitter, Cole Logeman. You're not going to bunt with him. That's somebody with 61 ribbies and nearly a 500 batting average. Carter Hayden still on the mound. Logeman rips this one to left field. Corey being waved around to third. Logeman a big turn to first. And the Panthers runners on the corners with nobody out.
Logeman put a charge in that ball, found the left center field gap. Running it down was Holford in that gap, but as he had to go to his left, he couldn't get around the baseball. It was an easy turn for first and third base running situation.
Nobody out. Hard on the ground, freeze on a line drive.
Joe Silkwood, the head coach from Marquette, will take a slow walk to the mound. He'll run some people down to his bullpen, but this is more of a conversation, I think, with the infield and maybe an opportunity to get someone warmed up down there. Looks like, once again, he's going to send Tommy Anderson down there. Anderson yesterday just went a third of an inning. Gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, faced 6 batters. So he's got plenty of innings left in his arm.
Coach Silkwood will stand there as long as he can. You'll see home plate umpire start to walk out. And as soon as he gets there, you'll see Coach Silkwood turn back around and say, thank you very much. They both know what's taking place here. It's a time to get a pitcher loosened up.
Have you ever seen a manager at any level, when he goes out to the mound, stand so his back is not facing the umpire?
No, you don't. Yeah,
Nope.
you don't see. You don't want to see that umpire. You want to make any contact with him visually.
Well, according to this ump up here, he says the home plate umpire was correct. So.
Silkwood still on that slow walk back to the dugout. There's Anderson.
Hey, watch 31 here.
Not really getting heated up all that quickly. But at the plate, it's Adam Werhane. Logeman at first. Sean Corey, the pinch runner, is at second.
The ball is. Here we go. Come on, 11. Back. There it was. Here we go.
Step off, fake to first.
Coach Marjesse had just yelled, "Watch 31 here," and then he said, "There it was." So that's their verbal call for the fake to third, back to first.
Inside to Werhane.
Here we go. Hey, nobody out now. Nobody out. Know where the ball is.
That's a constant reminder. Know where the ball is.
Line drive.
There goes Logeman. The throw will bounce short. They'll hold Corey at third. I'm not sure if that was the play that Marquette wanted to run, but they got a break when Corey at third base was holding all the way. But give Logeman credit for a stolen base, and now the Panthers will see Werhane walked intentionally. They will have the bases loaded here with nobody out in the top of the 6th inning.
Now this is a tough decision for Coach Silkwood with his infield. He's decided to pull them in. With no one out, you might trade a run for a double play, but he's deciding he can't chase anything at all. So a gamble here. Let's see how it works out.
Evan Hare at the plate. He has one of the 4 hits for Lewin. Outfield playing relatively shallow here for Hare. Hare, just a .265 hitter on the season, does have 25 runs batted in. He has a long conversation with Marjesse.
Here we go. Come on, 7.
Nick Shred goes out and tries to encourage his young pitcher, who's feeling a little bit of adrenaline right now with the jam that he is in.
Know where the ball is.
That's a take all the way. Ball and a strike. Here never flinched. Carter Hayden on the mound. Going with the freshman in a game situation. Showing squeeze. It was a safety squeeze. And it's 1-2.
Not surprised we saw a safety squeeze. Surprised that we saw that with no one out. Usually coaches like that with one out. With no one out, usually go ahead, let's see if we can put the ball in play, get a sac fly, get the ball through the infield.
Big pitch here for Hayden. Nearly got Hare to go for it. It's 2-2. Tom Marjesse working with his runners constantly.
Every pitch he's saying, find the ball, freeze on a line drive. Now you want to get double up on a ball up in the air.
Checks it up. Will they ask? He did not go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 6th.
Come on! Hard on the ground, freeze on the line drive.
And that will score a run. Corey will cross home plate. And Lewin, our first run of the game, is 1-0 Panthers.
Pretty good at bat by Hare, who did not chase on the last 2 balls borderline. That one above his hands, but a lot of times a hitter will be so anxious he'll chase a ball out of the zone. Surprised now that they're continuing to go with Carter Hayden. I know Anderson is ready down in the bullpen by now.
And he will be facing Dakota Kane, a sac bunt and a double play grounder. He's maybe just about running out of gas here.
Yeah, you can see his front shoulder. Watch the delivery here, really flying open, so the arm's dropping down. That he's lost velocity and he's lost location. When the arm starts to drop, that means you're tired.
Kane looks at that one all the way. The corners are in, and I mean really in, at first and third. Miller at first, Holtz at third. Middle infield, right on the edge of the grass. A 1-0 lead for Lewin.
Outfield very shallow as well.
Well, they've come in tighter yet here for Kane than they even had for Hare. Kane over the head of the third baseman. Into score will be Logeman. They'll hold Werhane at third. It's 2-0 Lena Winslow.
And that's a beauty of batting with the infield pulled in. That was just a chopper, but the infield stayed in, and that ball just, there was no angles to play with. Ball wasn't hit hard, but effectively put in play. Gets the ball past the third baseman, and after that, Senior pulled in, had no chance.
So this time, Lena Winslow able to capitalize with their leadoff runner on. And there's the heavy contingent of Panthers at third base. Joe Silkwood getting his lineup all fixed up as he's going to be making a pitching change right here.
So Alton Marquette, the Explorers, gathered around the pitcher's mound. Lena Winslow gathered around third base. A couple of team meetings going on here as Lee Wynn has broken through, and they're not done yet.
Tommy Anderson will come on to pitch. We'll see what the rest of the defensive alignment will bring us. Boy, what a job that Carter Hayden did after pitching 3 innings yesterday. He goes 5 innings today.
Tommy Anderson 7-1 on the season, 61 1/3 innings pitched, a 1.14 earned run average, 45 strikeouts, 19 base on balls on the season. You mentioned his difficulty yesterday. He pitched just 1/3 of an inning, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of those earned, and was not able to get out of that first inning whatsoever. But the good news is he's fresh. The bad news is he's in with the bases juiced and nobody out.
It appears it will just be a straight switch. Hayden will come into the dugout. Everybody else will stay the same defensively. Now, Hayden, who is batting in the 9th spot, he's still 7 batters away from getting to him in case he needs to re-enter. So, Tommy Anderson, the man in charge.
A little bit thicker cloud cover right here. So we had a ball game that was flying. There you see the dark clouds. Not ominous though. Just kind of hanging overhead.
Now this ball game was really motoring when here in the 5th and then the top of the 6th inning here. Had a lot of people on base. Lena Winslow in the 2nd inning, leadoff man aboard. 3rd inning, leadoff man aboard. Or check that. 4th inning, leadoff man aboard. 5th inning, leadoff man aboard. 6th inning, leadoff man aboard. And finally, they break through here in the 6th. Anderson getting plenty of warm-up tosses. Both coaches now have gone to their bullpen in this ball game. Seth Dasher has been waiting patiently on deck, and he will get a chance at Anderson. Sacks filled, nobody out. Sometimes after a long delay like this, in terms of a pitching change in this situation, now you start playing some more games on the bases and maybe with the bats. Maybe a bunt here. Tried a safety squeeze before, but it appears as if Dasher was taking all the way on that first pitch from Anderson. That was a suicide. They'll have to hurry back. And they get him. It was either a late suicide or an early safety. But either way, Warhane has picked off third base.
Seth Dasher not able to get bat on ball. The rule is you at least need to foul it off. Nice, Jay. You see the ball coming away from him. He reaches out, really tough pitch. So you got to give him credit for the effort. Good play by Schrank, and then Senior coming over to be where he belongs, the third baseman. Holtzen charged.
As that replay was just wrapping up, so was Seth Dasher's at bat. He goes down on strikes, and just like that, in a span of about 30 seconds, we go from bases loaded, nobody out, to runners first and second and 2 out.
So we had an opportunity for the game to be blown wide open. Tommy Anderson trying to shut the door on that thought process. Keep his team involved. They still have 6 outs left.
Dylan Hastings at the plate. It's flown out and hit into a fielder's choice. 2 runs are in here in the 6th. Straight up, middle of the infield. And Brogan Fisher will make the catch, so it could have been a lot worse for Marquette. It's 2 runs for Lena Winslow. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Panthers on top of the Explorers, 2-zip. Have a chance of rain here today, and obviously that chance has been realized. Foul ball straight back as we start the bottom of the 6th. Derek Starrett at the plate. He was there when Tommy Weinman was picked off second base from the pitcher Evan Hare to close out that 5th inning. After that, Lewin gets 2 runs. Starrett line, drive base hit, and he'll get it started here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And of course, a lot of folks will look at that and say, oh, well, we had got a pick off. Yeah, he would have had the base hit. Well, put that to rest there.
Yeah.
That doesn't work that way.
That one's always driven me crazy. Oh, we would have had 2 runs. I think the situation, the pitching situation, the selection, the pressure, everything way different.
Mm-hmm. Johnny Wilson out to plate, designated hitter. Wilson, victim of a bases loaded pickoff in the 1st inning. Now your strategy down by 2 is a little bit different than if you're just down by 1. Of course, you're at the cleanup hitter in the order too. You're going to let this man swing away. See whether Starrett does any running. He's down at first.
They want Wilson to get the ball into the gap in the outfield to get something going here.
How about he hits it towards center field? Look at the gap in center. Left or center fielder Seth Dasher playing in left center field. Right fielder Jake Olberding. There it is. There you see Olberding. Yep, way on the right side of your picture. That's a lot of room for Wilson. Evan Hare on in relief. The last inning. Got that pickoff. Then he got a foul out with the first batter he faced. Count now goes to 3-1. There's a big pitch right here for Hare.
Evan Hare got to stay back over the slab a little bit longer, too, rushing just a little bit since he's been in the stretch.
Wilson didn't necessarily buy that call, but he's going to be standing there with a full count on him. There's Hare, the 5'10", 170-pound junior. Misses outside. Runners first and second. Nobody out here in the 6th inning of a 2-run game.
Well, the Explorers, as they look back on this season, they're going to take home some hardware, but not a doubt that the most talked about win is going to be that 16-inning affair against Nokomis, where they used 5 pitchers, 5-4. That's the one that they're going to remember that got them here and helped them get an opportunity to earn a medallion.
That came in the semifinal of the sectional, spread over 2 days, and as Joe Silkwood said, we were playing 10 innings of sudden death baseball in that one. And then the next day they came back and defeated the defending state champs, Carrollton, by a 7-6 score.
Yeah, what a day. That's the one they'll remember.
Chris Wittick running at first base for Wilson. Brogan Fisher at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. He had that 2 RBI single yesterday in the first inning. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Now, he was going to hang in there and get hit by that pitch, but instead it just broke inside just a bit. Last minute decision there by Fisher. So he will regroup mentally, step back in with a 1-2 count. Spoils that one. Left fielder Dylan Hastings playing fairly deep. Seth Dasher in center. Fairly shallow. He'll slide a little bit now more towards dead away center. Jake Oberding, normal depth in right. And that's high to Fisher.
Ayers leaving his breaking up a bit. He's got to get through that pitch, get his chest over his lead leg, because even if he throws it for a strike, if it stays up like that, hanging curveballs get hit hard.
Fisher, pesky up there. Starrett at second. Wittick at first. And you can bet Explorers runners will be a little bit more careful on the bases here. They've had 2 runners picked off already. And the count goes full.
Left the breaking ball up again. Not finishing that pitch. Throw a curveball, you want to finish with your palm to the sky.
Now, do you trust Fisher to make contact? Get your runners in motion here. Or she run the risk of a line drive. Everybody stays. Fisher fists it, right side. Get the force at second to first. Just barely beat it. Fisher flying through there. That would have been a slick double play. That would have been a 3-6-1. However, Wittick is retired at second. Runners first and third. Here's the double play attempt.
Very solid throw, good feed. Coming across the base was shortstop Schrader. A solid throw and a good call at first base. Bang, bang, correct call, first and third opportunity.
With 1 out, Nick Hofert comes to the plate, 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and a ground out. Runner at third is Starrett. Tying run at first is Fisher.
As many times as Hare has left the curveball up this inning, hitters take note of that, and they know they can really sit on one pitch right now. He should get a straight one to turn on.
Right off the hands, fouled it straight back. Evan Hare on in relief of Casey Schrader. This is Hare's game to win. Curveball waved at. Worked well out of the zone.
Once you've extended the zone off the plate at the outer edge, if you come right back on the inside, move his eyes about 18, 19 inches, you can really be very effective.
Ooh, and they had something there. It was a fake to third, and as that fake was happening, Fisher was running at first, slammed on the brakes, and got back without a throw. Fisher stays. Ground ball to third. Knocked down by Logeman. He'll make the long throw across. Dug out of there nicely by Werhane. A run scores. Fisher moves to second. The lead's been cut in half. It's 2-1.
Logeman was going to be 5-4-3 double play in his thought process. Once he didn't come up with a clean, he made a quick glance at second, said, no, we have a 2-0 lead, which is now cut in half at 2-1. There, nice picture of the fine third baseman. but made a great play mentally. Went ahead and said, I'm going to take the out, trade it out for a run, stay out of any kind of big inning.
Now it's up to Austin Senior. He singled his last time up. Tying run at second in the form of Brogan Fisher. All of our scoring has taken place in this inning. 2 in the top by Lena Winslow, 1 in the bottom by Marquette. Right there, Senior takes it for a strike. Austin Senior, .298 batting average this season. Line drive, that's a fair ball. Here comes Fisher, he'll score the tying run. Senior will have at least a double. They're waving him. Austin Senior will cruise into third base. We're tied at 2.
Big hit, he laces that ball down the right field line. He got a pitch that he could work with. Got the barrel to the ball and kept it right inside the right field line. The Explorers come right back after getting out of a would-be big inning. At the top of the 6th, they were able to stop the bleeding quickly, put themselves in position to rally, which they have just done.
Now the 2 innings they had bases loaded, they couldn't get anything. But here, an RBI ground out by Hofert, the triple by Senior. We're tied, and it forces another conference on the mound with Lena Winslow and head coach Tom Smargessi. Remember, there is 2 outs in the inning. Scoreboard still showing 1 out. However, there are 2. There was the Forts at second, and then the 5-3 put out. And this is Jack Miller at the plate. Bounced back to the pitcher, and he fouled out on a bunt attempt his last time up. Strike 1. And I think Kane may have been a little bit crossed up. He gets a quick timeout call and heads out to have a conversation with Hare. Two in the top for Lena Winslow. 2 in the bottom here for Alton Marquette. And they have a man, the go-ahead run, 90 feet away. Miller, line drive, that's a base hit. And the Explorers have taken the lead.
Miller does a nice job with that pitch. 2 out runs. We've talked about the significance of that. He takes a ball and on his fist, he's able to line drive it into right field. You see, it is a curveball that doesn't bite much downstairs. And he drops it right over Ryan Wilmer, the second baseman.
Jack Miller with his 19th run batted into the season. And it comes in the bottom of the 6th of your Class 1A third place game. Now Carter Hayden, who re-entered the ball game. He'll bat. This one is lined foul into the bullpen area. Well, each of the last 3 batters did their job. Hofert with the ground ball that scored a run, then Senior the triple that scored a run, and then Miller the RBI single. And that's in your 6, 7, 8 spots in the order.
And that goes back to opportunity lost by Lee Wynn in the top of the inning. They had 2 bases loaded, no one out still, missed a squeeze, had a strikeout, got out of the inning, which set up this comeback.
Little fister into right field, and that will get down. Miller will stop at second. 3 straight hits now by Marquette. And we'll go to the top of the order, and the 8th man to come to the plate. This will be Jeffrey Ferguson. This inning started with a single by Starrett, followed by a walk to Wilson. 3 runs are in, 4 hits this inning. Strike 1 to Ferguson.
There are not too many times in a baseball game, if you see a big inning, that you don't say there was a walk involved somewhere along the way. Doesn't matter the level. If you're going to have a big inning, there's usually something free given to you.
Ferguson lays into this one, sends it to right field. Back goes Hubbarding over his head. Miller scores. Here comes Hayden. And he is safe there as Hayden crosses the plate. A 2-run triple for Jeffrey Ferguson. Marquette has stuck 5 on the board here in the 6th.
Base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit with 2 outs. Explorer fans on their feet. Ferguson puts a charge into another hanging breaking ball. That ball's rolling, not biting. Chasing, chasing, chasing was Olberting. Never had a good read on the baseball.
You know, the only question right here was, first of all, was Ferguson going to be out? Because if he had, it would have made for a very interesting call at the plate as to whether Hayden would have crossed the plate in time.
And I was watching that exact thing. He would not have made, he had not crossed home plate if the out call would have been made at third. So it would be a 4-2 game, but quite clearly does not matter because he was safe at third with the triple.
And here comes the 9th man to bat in this inning, Nick Schrank. Schrank with 2 hits already today. And he has Ferguson at third. And that hits him. Derek Sterrett, who started this with a single, will come to the plate for the 2nd time this inning. We will get a courtesy runner for Schrank, and if I'm guessing right, Joe Silkwood will look into his bench and see who has not played in this ball game, and I am right, Jacob Eggering will come out to run. So in a close ball game, Joe Silkwood has had 5 different pinch runners that otherwise would have not gotten into the ball game. Nicely done. Sterrett hits this one high to left field, hits it deep. Hastings is back, and he cannot handle it. Up against the wall. Ferguson scores easily. Here's Eggering, the throw to the plate, and he's out. They get 1 on the double by Sterrett. But more importantly, they get 6 in the inning. 10 men come to the plate, 6 score, 6 hits, including 2 triples. The inning ends like this, but for Lena Winslow, they need 4 to keep it alive as we go to the 7th. They are happy in Alton right now. Big 6-run inning for the Explorers. And that's after they were down 2-0 going in the bottom of that inning. So all 8 runs in this ball game scored in the 6th, and Lena Winslow will start it here in the top of the 7th. They need 4 to tie, and they will start it with Ryan Wyburn.
Got to get it going with the bottom of the order. Wyburn, handler of the bat. Ball 1, I'm sure you'll see him take until he gets strike 1 in this situation. They need runners.
Tommy Anderson, who came on in relief, got a strikeout and a pop-out. He's in line for the win. He started yesterday's ball game and only lasted 6 batters into it. Six hits, 6 of the 10 hits coming last inning. 2 triples, 1 from Ferguson, that drove in 2 runs. Another from Senior, that was the big one. Drove in an early run, actually was the go-ahead run.
Anderson has to have a mindset right now. Just attack the barrel of the bat. Go ahead and attack the bat.
Wyburn is taking the count to 3-2. And a leadoff walk here in the 7th. 5 of the 7 innings, Lena Winslow has had the leadoff batter reach base.
There are certain times as a pitcher that you want to utilize the edge of the plate. You want to utilize the entire strike zone. You want to be a little bit off the zone. When you have a 3-run lead, you just want to go ahead, attack the barrel, make them put the ball in play, trust your defense.
Casey Schrader back to the top of the order. Schrader is lined out to short. He doubled. He was involved in an interference call at home plate when he interfered with the catcher, Schrank. Now he bats in the 7th. Looper to the shortstop, an easy grab for Senior. Jake Olberding will come to the plate. He was pinch hit for his last time up. Andrew Turnmeyer was hit by a pitch, and now Olberding, who had re-entered defensively, will swing again. Lena Winslow, their first appearance ever in the state finals, only the second time they won a sectional championship. They were guaranteed of getting a trophy coming in, and now we'll get a defensive substitution in left field. Riley Bamper will come in and take Nick Hofert's place.
Conscious effort, we've mentioned a couple times by Coach Silkwood, to get people into the baseball game. Class act, playing to win, but also understand he's trying to give young people an experience of a lifetime.
Bamper, yet another freshman out in left field, took the place of a sophomore as Olberding will take a strike. Quickly, Anderson ahead of Olberding, 0-2.
Not a right or wrong catcher interference.
Ooh. Well, we got it, Mark. What did we say last night? After all of everything we had yesterday, the only thing we didn't have was catcher's interference.
And we got it.
We got it today.
So for people just joining us, we'll review, and I'm going to miss something. We saw double plays, we saw strikeouts, we saw pass balls, squeeze bunts, missed plays, we saw hidden ball tricks, we saw balks. What else? We saw
Steal of home.
Steal of home. Seen them just about all in this tournament.
Logeman at the plate. Now with that catcher's interference, there's one out. Tying runs in the on-deck circle for Lewin.
And yes, if you're a family member or friend of Jake Olberding and you're listening, he does indeed get a base hit on that.
Well, for Lena Winslow fans, Logeman has to get on. Have to give Morhaime a shot here. High and tight, 2-1. Short leads at each base. Logeman waits. The best he can do is foul it behind the dugout.
See, Logan was sitting on a fastball, and then when it didn't get to him in time, he had to readjust, and they swung at the last second. Probably a pitch that he very fortunately fouled off instead of hit weakly.
Count 3-2. Tommy Anderson, the 5'10 junior, on the mound. And the bases are loaded with one out. The tying run in the form of Adam Morhaime comes to the plate.
So what you have with a bases loaded tying run up, once again, you have a walk, a catcher's interference, and a walk. That's a good way to get yourself in jail. If somebody's going to come back and get you, you got to make them earn it. Right now it's been gift, and gift on the bases.
Werhane today, a ground out, reached on an error, and he was intentionally walked. On the season, the cleanup hitter, 50 runs batted in with a .317 batting average, 6 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. And it's 2-0. On deck, Evan Hare. Werhane, a take all the way, 2-1.
Anderson, not a flamethrower. Velocity doesn't tip 85, 86, nothing like that. He's got to make sure that his placement or location is solid on every pitch.
Just inside. The count goes to 3-1. Already 2 walks in the inning. Nobody warming up for Marquette. Into the air. Shortstop. Senior with the snow cone catch. Oh, you're waiting for the infield fly rule, but the ball had drifted out a little.
And I think the second base umpire did call
did he?
the field
Okay.
fly at the very last second. The arm went up. He was doing the same thing. He was waiting to see if he thought it was a catchable ball. He did, and then made that decision.
And now it's up to Hare to keep this inning alive, keep the game alive for Lena Winslow. They're taking a strike. That was a huge out and a big sigh of relief for the Marquette fans behind the third base dugout. Misses just outside. Hare into the air, foul territory. Miller over, and third place will belong to the Alton Marquette Explorers. 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, wipes out a 2-0 deficit, and that's enough. A 6-2 final. Alton Marquette, who comes to the state tournament once again. It's been a long time since they have been here, 1989. 2 first places, a second place, and now Joe Silkwood can help add a third place trophy into their trophy case for Lena Winslow. They will get a 4th place trophy in their first ever appearance in the state finals. Mark, in this one, there were opportunities galore. Finally, each of these teams were able to cash some things in the 6th inning.
Lena Winslow picks up those 2 runs in the 6th inning. Looked like they were going to take command of the game. Had a chance to bust it open. A missed squeeze bunt, a strikeout, then the 3rd out of the inning. Marquette parlays that right back into a 6th spot where they used 4 consecutive hits, and most of those with 2 outs, and goes ahead and plays a very solid last couple innings of the baseball game of their baseball season.
There is your final score in our Class 1A third place game. Marquette 6-2 winners over Lena Winslow, and that just sets the stage for our championship game that will follow in a few minutes. St. Anthony from Effingham, 30 wins, 8 losses, and a tie, takes on Tuscola, the Warriors, at 24-13. That will be your 1A title game, and that will come up next. But as far as this one is concerned, a happy bunch of guys from Alton, the Marquette Catholic Explorers, win it. Third place ball game, 6-2 over Lena Winslow. For our entire IHSA.TV crew, for my partner Mark Lindo, I'm Dave Bernhard. State Championship Baseball coming up next.
Assistant coach, Pat Hayward. Assistant coach, Steve Angelo.